winner. I want that shot next. I get the shot next. It's me, nobody else, me.
I think they'll agree Jared is next, and I like fresh meat. So I even said to him after the wins, I was like, please take this guy out so I can get some fresh meat. So yeah, I'm a man of my word.
Welcome to the MMA Club. Today we're going to discuss what experts predict about the upcoming Israel Adesanya fight versus Jared Cannonier. Stay tuned to learn about the betting odds and what some commentators have to say about the event. Also, let us know in the comments, who do you think is going to win? UFC 276 will be hosted Saturday, the 2nd of July in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is a completely stacked card, but it will be headlined by the long-awaited clash between Israel Adesanya and Jared Cannonier. Both strikers will have to see if the powerhouse Cannonier can beat the technical precision of Adesanya. UFC odds open with Adesanya at a -300 favorite in his 5th defense of his middleweight title. That line has since grown as high as -450, with some books with the challenger Cannonier coming back at +350. We'll get back to the odds, but Joe Rogan is clearly fired up for Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier at UFC 276. On episode 126 of the JRE MMA show, Joe had guest Eric Anders. The two got into the nitty-gritty of the big middleweight matchup this weekend. We highly recommend watching the entire interview, but during the episode, Joe had this to say. It's an interesting fight. Skill-wise, and as far as sophistication of striking, Izzy is the man, but Jared is a dangerous guy. He knocks a lot of freaking people out. He knocked out Blonde Brunson. I mean Derek Brunson when he's blonde. Let's quickly go over the current outright odds. Adesanya has a current line of -360, but is expected to open at about -333. Interestingly enough, Jared Cannonier has a current and opening of +250. Now, what are the method of victory odds? Well, to win by KO/TKO, Adesanya stands at +240 with Jared Cannonier at +550. To win by points, Adesanya has +125 to Cannonier's +600. And to win by submission, Israel Adesanya stands at +1,100 to Jared Cannonier's +1,700. And interestingly enough, both stand to draw at +5,000. Experts predict Adesanya at -365, with best bet Adesanya by points +125. To give a little more context, Israel, the stylebender Adesanya, is coming off a unanimous decision victory against Robert Whittaker at UFC 271, having only happened in February. That was the 4th middleweight title defense for Adesanya, who unified the championship by knocking out Whittaker in 2019. Adesanya stands at 22-1 in his MMA career, including 11-1 in the UFC. Fascinatingly, his only defeat came when he moved up a weight class to unsuccessfully challenge John Blachowicz, giving his all to earn the 205-pound belt last year. On the flip side, Jared, the Killer Gorilla Cannonier, is coming off back-to-back wins. He was able to assure the victory by knocking out Derek Brunson in the 2nd round at UFC 271. Cannonier actually began his UFC career as a 241-pound heavyweight in 2016. He soon dropped down to light heavyweight, where he went 2-3 with losses against title contenders Glover Teixeira, Dominic Reyes, and Blachowicz, as mentioned earlier. The Killer Gorilla has really elevated his game since moving to middleweight, where he's gone 5-1, with 4 wins by the way of KO or TKO. This 38-year-old is an absolutely explosive striker. Some say he might have dynamite for hands, and he likes to set up his powerful combos by attacking the leg of his foes.
He's also said that he wanted to fight me. I also want to fight him. I want to test myself. He wants to test himself, So we're just two martial artists trying to find the biggest challenges.
So what do the experts predict? Adesanya. We've compiled the data, and Adesanya has been openly trying to fight Cannonier for years now. Many experts are saying this is going to be a stand-up battle that plays into both of their strengths. Cannonier is of course an excellent striker in his own, but he'll have a super tough time landing his more powerful shots against Adesanya. This is because Adesanya has top-tier movements and distance management. Many experts say among the best in the entire sport. Of course, Cannonier does have an impressive 77-inch reach, but that is still 3 inches shorter than Adesanya. The experts say that the length, speed, and technical precision of Adesanya will be far too much for Cannonier to overcome. Most people's best bet is that Adesanya will win by decision. Of course, he's a dangerous striker, but only 3 of his last 11 fights have ended inside the distance. He was able to knock out Brunson, Whitaker, the first time they clashed, and Paulo Costa. And we noticed that all 3 of those matchups had a similar issue: recklessness from his foes. Brunson gave pressure to Adesanya with his chin up and hands low. Costa just charged in like a bull, and even the usually tactical Whitaker chased him around the octagon while throwing looping shots. Cannonier is a brawler, but we also know that he is a patient striker. He wants to set up a big shot with some low leg kicks, so that's what we're expecting to see. And those are the predictions that we found for UFC 276. Israel Adesanya vs. Jared Cannonier is a fight for the ages, and as mentioned earlier, this is an absolutely stacked card. So with that said, please don't forget to subscribe, leave us a like, and come back where we talk about MMA content daily. Now that you know the facts, don't forget to let us know in the comments who you think is going to win. Be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.